Hello and welcome to Cindy's Corner. We're working on January stamp set of the month. This is our card for this video, and the stamp set that we're using this month is Choose Happiness. So in your kit you will have the following supplies. You'll have your card base in crumb cake, a layer in vanilla, then you'll have 2 pieces of cardstock, one in Marina Mist and the other in the vanilla. You'll have a punched shape and a butterfly. In addition, in your kits you'll also have a piece of cardstock that you're going to be stamping any extra images on, as well as your sponge, some dimensionals and some pearls. So let's make a start with this card. So on your spare piece of cardstock with the Choose Happiness stamp and the Marina Mist, you're just going to stamp the Choose Happiness. And if you've got the curly label punch, you'll just punch that out. If not, just trim it with some scissors into a square, and it will look just as good on the layer. Then we're just going to sponge the edges like that, and then we're going to set that piece aside. The next thing we're going to do is, with your butterfly, we're just going to sponge the edges again with the baked brown sugar just to give it a bit more definition. Then with your piece of vanilla cardstock and the flower stamp, you're going to start with Marina Mist, and you'll want to ink it well and then just stamp it randomly on your card, and you want to leave plenty of room between the flowers, and it doesn't matter if you stamp off of your card. Clean your stamp, and then with the baked brown sugar you're going to fill in the gaps. And again, it doesn't matter if you overlap a little, all adds to the uniqueness of your card. But we just want to make sure that we fill in as much space as we can. Lovely. Then back with your sponge and just soften the edges with the baked brown sugar. There we go. Oh, looking good. So we set that piece aside. Now we've got our 2 layers here, and with the stamp that's got the leaves on, you're going to ink up in the baked brown sugar, and we just want the leaves to kind of curve top and bottom like that. And then with your sponge again, soften the edges. And finally the end there. Then you're going to attach the vanilla piece to the Marina Mist piece with some snail adhesive. Then you take your base card, nice crisp fold along the score line, burnish it with your bone tool. Snail adhesive again on the back, at the corners. position it on your piece of crumb cake, and then with your dimensionals you're going to put 4 or 5. Again, I like to put one in the middle just to give it some support. Off with the backs. And I'm going to place this slightly up here, off center. Alright, and then I have my Choose Happiness and my cut shape. This was cut using the curly label punch again. And I'm going to cut in half, and then I'm just going to take off the little points either side with my paper snips. Then on the back of my Choose Happiness I'm going to have a little snail adhesive, and I'm going to layer this on top like that, so it looks like it's a larger punched piece, but actually it's just a false layer. You can see on the back there's our little gap, but nobody's going to know because we're going to put some more dimensionals on the back like that, and stick it down on top of our layer. And then we come to our butterfly. Now we want to raise it up a little on the card, but its body hasn't really got an awful lot of space for a full dimensional. So we're going to cut some smaller pieces out of the edges of the dimensional sheet. And if we're lucky, we should just be able to get some pieces. Whoa, that's really small. Oh, it's hiding on my finger. And then lastly, another tiny little piece like that. And then take the backing off. And then I'm just going to give it a little bit of life just by bending it in the middle and placing it on my card. And then with my piercing tool and pearls, I'm just going to put a couple of pearls top and bottom. There's a nice little curly cue there that's just crying out to have a pearl on it, like that. And then another one just on the butterfly's little head there. Just bring up his wings. So there we have our card. Well, I hope you enjoyed this project, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye bye for now.